time to route out the pickup cavities, I had some options. I had two humbucker templates made of plexiglass that you would attach using double-sided tape. And I had the one that I made when I made the template for the entire guitar kit right here. All three of these are just ever so slightly different. But I decided to go ahead and use the one that I made for the guitar itself. Using the template clamped onto the body to cut out the pickup pockets. Without this piece added, the bearing would not have had a good area to ride on and would have taken out too much here behind the fretboard. So you can see that all lines up real nice. Pickup cavities to the depth they need to go. You can see the holes for the wiring to go through. A humbucking pickup has these long adjusting screws below the ring. Sticks down around an inch below. So you have to make these holes on the sides for the adjusting screws to fit down into. I tried doing it with a drill and they don't look all that great. So I came up with a template and here's what we come up with. It looks a whole lot better. Here's the original template I came up with for doing the recesses for the adjusting screws. Then I realized I didn't need this top part at all. And this really wasn't thick enough. So I made one that was 3/4 of an inch thick. Would fit right into this recess. And the bearing could ride on both sides of this, on the body and on the other side of the template. So I ended up making a thin, flat board for the router to ride on. And this hole right here for the router bit to go through. That also makes it easier to get it back out of the guitar. There's what it looked like when I did the drill. Here's what it looks like after I clean it up with the router. So now I'm creating a jig that will easily help you find the holes for the pickup rings. I've made this piece of wood that fits right in that pickup cavity. Then I've made this aluminum. I'm going to attach it to the top of here and it's going to have the holes in the corner for the pickup ring. And I'm going to put the pickup ring on there with double-sided tape. Position that as perfectly as I can. I've got a punch that perfectly fits these holes. Bought this entire set of punches at Harbor Freight. Well, it's not expensive at all. I'm not going to drill the hole out as big as this one. I'm going to make it smaller that more matches the screw size. So this is a 1/16 inch drill bit. So here's what I've ended up with. This piece of metal with the holes that matches the pickup ring. This fits into the hole. Made a little screw to pull it back out. So now I need the recess for this control cavity cover, like in this body, but I don't have a template for it. So I'll make one and add it to this template right here. Cut 2 blocks that fit right down in this groove. Now I'm going to take and mount those on the piece of wood they came off of. Double-sided tape. I will find the center of it. 1 5/8. bit because it's how wide this wood is, 1 5/8. So I'm going to drill right on the split between those two pieces of wood. I've got two 1 5/8 arches here that I want to mount at the end. They got to be 6.5 inches apart. So they'll mount right here. Got my half circles in there. I'm going to bring straight edges up against it, fasten it all down, and route out the inside of this. There it is. I've got it set so the bearing rides on the inside of this upper ring. Now that I've got this template and I've added it to my original Explorer body template, I can use this or this to put the recess in for the control cavity. I'm going to go ahead and use this template to put the recess in. Set up my router with this router bit with the bearing on it to stick out right at 3/16, which is going to be the thickness of the control cavity cover. With the control cavity cover routing complete, I decided to make one out of walnut. Now I did this out of 3 pieces of 1/16 inch veneer, and I crisscrossed the grains so it would hopefully be a little stronger. Now I had to take on the table saw and trim the edges to get it to the correct width, and then I rounded it off with my belt sander. I won't finish this till the final size until I get the finish on this guitar to make sure that it fits in there right. All the templates and jigs have been made for this guitar. All the recesses and cavities are added. Now it's just time to figure out what color we're going to make it, how we're going to apply it. So come back and see how the progress on that turns out. See you next time.
Marvelous.